So Town have finally lost in League One, a 4-1 defeat at Doncaster. I'm joined by George Mann, Dan Harvey. Pitchside talk. I'm going to go over to you, Dan, first. Your thoughts on that first defeat of the season?
Yeah, that was really, really poor today. I thought going into the game that it was going to be a tough game, but to lose 4-1, that's really disappointing. I think in the first half, the first 20 minutes, we were in the game. Obviously, we scored the goal, and I thought we were in the game. It was quite even up to that point. And then they scored the equaliser, and then they scored a second, and it just after that we weren't really in it, and then they just kept that 2-1 lead till half time. And then the second was so bad. It really was. In the first half, you could see that our defence weren't doing well, playing it out from the back, and every time Holy got the ball, it was quite nervy when he got the ball. But the second half was. We've said in the previous games that we've seen that Nsiala and Wilson cannot play it out from the back, and if we're playing a better side, we'll get punished for it. And that's exactly what happened today. Obviously, the third goal, Nsiala concedes a penalty. What a surprise! It's just typical. I know Nsiala's had a decent start to the season, but that's just what Toto does. And then the fourth goal, Holy just passed it straight to their player, and they score from it. And yeah, it's just really, really poor. And the midfield, they were outrun today. And after we went 4-1 down, we still tried to play it out from the back, even when Hawkins was on the pitch, which was really, really annoying to watch. But I'm going to calm down a little bit and try not to overreact, because it's the first loss of the season. We've had a good start. But yeah, massive test on Saturday now against Lincoln.
Cool. Well, George, you heard from Dan. What's your thoughts on that result?
Well, I think it's coming. A loss was going to be coming. I wasn't confident going into the game. Doncaster, a very good side. They beat Portsmouth last week. They lost to Wigan as well, but it was coming. A loss eventually, but it was quite an even start. I thought it was in the game. They got ahead, but just it all fell apart from there. Playing out the back, it doesn't work. Toto and Wilson don't work. You need Wolfton in that to make that work properly, to pass out from the back. But it's typical Ipswich, don't change anything till the 85th minute or even after the game. But I don't know what happened. It's like, the first goal went in, credit to them. They outplayed us everywhere, like on the pitch, anywhere. Outplayed us, but second goal, avoidable. Don't know what Holy was doing. He was probably looking off at the clouds or something. I don't really know. The third one, Toto, mistake there, gave her that penalty. The fourth one, Holy, should just boot it. I don't know why it's just don't just clear the lines, but he passed it well or wrong. But once again, all bad for Ipswich. But Saturday's a big test now against Lincoln. Only in third, they could go first. It looks like it's the first big real test of the season against the top six side potentially. All goes wrong again.
Well, as you can see, I've got last year's shirt on, and that was very much a last season performance, unfortunately. I think looking at it, it wasn't a 4-1 game, we'll be honest. We basically handed it to Doncaster on a silver platter. A very good side, I think, a side that a lot of people probably underestimated. We've got a lot of good players and a good spine to their squad. When you gift them 4 goals, I think, as we said before we came on, they're all 4 avoidable goals. At this level, you can't, at any level, you can't gift teams goals because they will punish you. But yeah, I think there's going to be a mass meltdown as expected. But it is our first defeat. Hull have lost 4-1 in similar fashion this season. That's how you react. Hull have reacted very well. We've got a good opportunity to do that against another really good side in Lincoln on Saturday. So yeah, certainly won't be remembering that game fondly, put it that way.
Well, if you'd asked me 10 minutes ago, I probably would have overreacted because, well, I was tempted. What was it? We conceded around like the 70th minute around then. I was tempted to turn off, but I was just stuck with it, and it was just a really. I'm trying not to be too negative about it because we were going to always lose eventually, but it was just there was nothing really positive about any of it, was there? Really, that I could see, and I just all the goals. I'd say they're all pretty avoidable. I don't know if it warrants Toto being dropped. I don't think he should be, because that'll do his confidence. No, it won't help him, will it? But all the goals were avoidable. Midfield was pretty, like, they didn't help the defence at all. Hughes, last 2 games, all he's really done is given the ball away that I can see. Nolan and Judge, didn't know Judge was on the pitch. He just doesn't. I like Judge highly as a player, but I don't think he fits our current system. Just disappointing, really, isn't it?
Tough one. Like, good, obviously, yeah, beforehand, would have snapped your hand off at taking a point from a game like that. Tough place to go on a Tuesday. They've always been a good team at this level. Again, I'm not shocked by a defeat, but probably just shocked by the manner of the defeat more than anything. I don't think a lot of people would have been too unhappy if they'd lost, say, 2-1. They were losing 2-1 at half time. If that had stayed like that, I don't think there would have been too many complaints. But yeah, to concede some of the goals they did, yeah, pretty. I used the word pathetic, I think, on Twitter. It's like, yeah, they've only got themselves to blame for some of them goals, and yeah, we'll just obviously see how they come back from that on Saturday. Probably another tough place to go.
I know I can't overact too much, because, to be honest, it's our first loss. We gave away 4 sloppy goals. Toto's had a bad game. Holy, I know we were quite critical of Norris last year, but I think Holy's had a shocker today. He's not the kind of goalkeeper to play out the back. I don't think any of our defences really. I've been saying all season so far, our defence looks shaky. It has done when under pressure. And as soon as we go up against someone with a bit of skill, a bit of quality, we're going to struggle. And this is the first time it's happened, just like it did last season. I tweeted about it before I started talking to you, but 20th of October last season was when our first loss. So, I don't know.
Yeah, is history going to rewrite itself? Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But I remember the podcast after the MK Dons, Liam from Crewe said town fans need to calm down a bit. But I think after today, seeing how we can mess up like we have, maybe he's kind of understood why we do react like we do sometimes. Because it's not good enough for my age. You've got to be beating these teams if you want to get promoted, and we've got to go on to Saturday now and beat Lincoln. Not sure if we will. I've still got bad memories of the Christmas time last year when we lost 5-3. Sinsel Bank's going to be a hard place to go to and get a result against. So we got to calculate, get rid of these bad areas that we had today.
Bin day in my part of Bristol, and that second half can get in the bin. I've been watching Town for too long, or football for too long, to get too down when we lose and too excited when we win. I thought 4-1 was a bit flattering. I thought they did well. They did a number on us, particularly in the second half. I don't think it was a 4-1 game. I think a mad few minutes in the second half has put a gloss on the scoreline. People will pick on Toto, but he's got that in him. The last time I saw him play was away at Exeter last season, when I never thought I'd see him in a Town shirt again. He was that bad that day. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media saying, right, okay, drop him and Wilson, bring back Wolf, bring in McGuinness. I don't think you can change players wholesale after one defeat, because the signal that sends is if you make one mistake or a few mistakes in one game, we'll drop you. And that's not healthy. I do think it's important how they bounced back. Hull got thrashed 4-1 at Fleetwood, I think, 2 match rounds ago. And then they bounced back and they're top. So, it's not time to throw the baby out with the bathwater. What annoyed me tonight wasn't Toto, really, because that's Toto. It was, we were in control of that game when we were 1-0 up. I just couldn't see us losing. I was annoyed when we let an equaliser in, but I thought we'd respond and go on to win it. But senior players failed to take chances tonight that would have put us in control of the game. Judge curled that one straight at the keeper. Hughes burst through, I think when it was 1-0, hit a very low, gentle daisy cutter. And then at the start of the second half, Sears should have squared it to Edwards for 2-2. Didn't. Hit it straight at the keeper. And, you can go on YouTube and you can find lots and lots of examples of Hughes and Judge sticking it in the top corner for their country and for their clubs at a higher level than this. And they went missing a bit tonight. So yeah, people will look at Toto. They'll look at Holy, who didn't have the best game, and yeah, it's true that sometimes it's all right just to clear it when the other, that fourth goal is an abomination. But we have, if we're going to finish top two, and I think we can, we have to be ruthless when we're on top, and we weren't tonight.